So we are in second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We completed chapter 1, and we are in the second chapter. We completed up to verse 22 last Wednesday, and we'll continue from verse 23 today. But for everyone, and also we have a new participant, Aditya. So I'll give a quick overview of first chapter and second chapter, and we'll get into the verse for today. So in the first chapter is just a setting up the stage, just the background information, how Bhagavad Gita started. So Arjuna, looking at the opponents, he was quite reluctant, hesitant to fight. He dropped his weapons. He gave various reasons, 4 reasons in the first chapter and 1 reason in the second chapter. The 4 reasons were he was pretty much compassionate, was shivering, bodily symptoms appeared. And the second reason was, he says, Krishna, what would I do with this kingdom? There is no enjoyment in this kingdom, winning this war and attaining this kingdom. Third reason he gives, Krishna, I'll get sin. If I fight, I'll get sin. Fourth reason he gives, Krishna, if my relatives are killed, my entire family will be destructed. Who will do various family rituals? My current generation and future generation also will be destroyed. What will happen to them? Who will take care of family rituals? And in this chapter, in the second chapter, Krishna chastises Arjuna. He says, you are a Kshatriya. This doesn't befit you. You must do your duty. Then Arjuna gives counter argument saying, Krishna, how can I kill Bhishma and Drona? They are worthy of my worship. Right? And again says, Arjuna again says, Krishna, I'm totally confused. You tell me what is right for me. I will do whatever you say. Right? He just surrenders to Krishna. Then Krishna starts speaking Bhagavad Gita. Krishna starts with the basics of spirituality, ABCD of spirituality, ABCD of Bhagavad Gita, that is knowledge about the soul. Knowledge about the soul. So that is where he starts speaking Atma Gnana, knowledge about the soul. It's called Atma Gnana. He goes, Krishna says, don't lament unnecessarily. So these souls, these are all you are seeing on this battlefield, they are souls, spirit souls. They existed in the past. They existed in the past, and they're existing now, and they will also exist in the future. So soul, what is that existing in the past, present, and future? That is about the soul. So what dies is the body. And change of body is natural. Do not lament. Then Arjuna might say, if I kill my own relatives, I'll get pain. I'll have it's pain for them and for me also. It's a distressful situation for me. Then at that time Krishna says, yes, I acknowledge that. You must tolerate. You must tolerate. Matra sparshis kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkada. Just like happiness and distress are like summer and winter seasons. They just come and go. Water is giving you happiness today, that will give you distress again. Understand that. Don't get attached to that. Be neutral. And Krishna further says, if you are neutral to the happiness and distress, any situations, if you are neutral, if you can maintain the equanimity in mind, certainly you will be eligible for liberation, moksha. If you can tolerate that and be neutral. And Krishna further says, so what dies is a body. For a soul, there is no death. Change of body is like change of dresses. We change our clothes every day. So similarly, soul, when the body is unfit for its existence, it just goes on. It goes on to another body, just like we change our dress. Krishna further speaks about qualities of the soul, how soul is eternal. Soul cannot be cut into pieces, soul cannot be burned, right? So he further gives how soul is eternal. And Krishna says birth and death are inevitable. Whoever takes birth has to die, must die anyway. And there is no reason for you to lament. Right. After hearing that, our Arjuna still has a blank face. Still has a blank face. Due to his depression, distressful situations and agony. Then Krishna has to go into his shoes and further explain that, okay, Arjuna, perform your prescribed duty. If you believe in the soul or not believe in the soul, if you still think that soul is going to die or their existence will be gone, don't worry, nothing for you to worry about. Still you do your prescribed duty. So when you do your prescribed duty, that will lead you to liberation, heaven anyway. If you sad, you'll incur sin when you fight. But if you don't fight, you'll incur sin because fighting is your prescribed duty. So that is sakama karma. Kama karma. Karma means action. Kama means with expectation of something in result. With fulfilling a desire, you're doing a work. Just like I'm going to office because I get money. Kama karma. That's it. Right? So I'm donating some money to temple because my name will be displayed on the board. That's it. No other motive. So that's called kama karma. So Krishna talks about kama karma, sakama karma. After that, he goes step 2. Step 0 was Atma Gnana, step 1 is Sakama Karma, and step 2 is Nishkama Karma, Karma Yoga. So Krishna drives Arjuna towards giving knowledge about Atma Gnana, Sakama Karma, and Karma Yoga, and further says, when you practice this Karma Yoga, eventually you'll come to the state of a liberated soul, Sthita Prajna. Not overnight, eventually. Right? So, and various Arjuna further inquires, I want to know about that Sthita Prajna. So Krishna further gives a detail about how a Sthita Prajna lives his life. So that we'll see in upcoming verses, upcoming chapters, upcoming verses. So this we covered last class, but we'll add few more details to it. Text 22. Vasamshi jirnani yataha vyahaya navani grihnati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyanti navani dehi. Translation. As a person puts on new garments, give up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. So Krishna is saying, just like we change the dresses, the soul also changes the dresses. So what is the dress? The dress of this body, the human body. So the dress what we have currently is human dress, right? So according to our karma, guna and karma, we may get a different dress. It could be a dress of a animal or a dress of a demigod, Indra, Chandra, Varuna. It could be any dress, but it's a dress, just a dress. So Arjuna is addressing the concerns of Arjuna. Arjuna is so much worried about, Krishna is addressing the concerns of Arjuna because Arjuna is so much worried about the dress, exterior dress. If a person is drowning in the water, in the swimming pool, if I'm worried about his dress, what is that? No? Should I be worried about his body to save his body, or should I be worried about his dress? If I'm very much compassionate, I'll be worried about his internal covering, that is his body, not the dress, external covering. I'm not worried about his dress, right? So similarly, Krishna is saying, don't worry about the dress. The dress is external covering only. If you are worried about the soul, internal covering. So in this verse, the process of transmigration is explained. How we transmigrate. Transmigrate means we go from one body to another body, right? So when the after attaining certain age or various factors, when the body is unfit When the body is unfit for living anymore, the soul goes into another body. So what goes along with the soul? The soul, along with the subtle body, which includes mind, intelligent false ego, all our desires, all our impressions, everything will go along with the soul. And according to the will of the Lord, Daiva Netrina, right? So according to the supervision of the Lord, we will be granted a certain body, any dress. Again, body is a dress, any dress. So that's how we transmigrate. Why we transmigrate? It's common, simple answer, that is karma. As long as we have these karma credits, karma balance, there is sanchita karma, like a savings account. There is a prarabdha karma, like a checking account, right? Unless and until this account both are nullified, as long as we have these karma credits, we have to take birth, we have to transmigrate, right? Again, Krishna talks about like how to nullify our karma in throughout Bhagavad Gita. So he gives a solution also, right? Yeah, that's why we transmigrate, because of karma. I'm giving additional details. We'll learn as we go in upcoming chapters as well. So what happens during transmigration? Krishna speaks about this in the 8th chapter, right? At the time of death, all our impressions, like whatever our consciousness is at the time of death, what are we thinking? We have so many impressions stored in a hour, in a day, in a year, right? In 10 years, 20 years, there are so many impressions in our mind, right? So many desires in our mind. At the moment of death, just like a couple of minutes before death, wherever our consciousness is, accordingly we'll get a similar body. In Srimad Bhagavatam also, the Bharat Maharaj was thinking about the deer at the time of death. He attained the body of a deer, right? So that's it. Krishna says that in the 8th chapter. It's very much practical too. Like every day we go to bed, we'll go to bed, we're tired, we'll go to bed. And we get up from the bed early in the morning. When we get up from the bed, whatever may the time may be, for some people it's 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11, 12, 1, 2, whatever the time may be. When we get up from the bed, we can introspect and see what is the first thought comes in my mind. That's where my mind is. Right? If I'm thinking too much about a certain thing, that will be the first thing comes in my mind, right? So same thing at the time of death also, what are the impressions we have throughout our life, those things will come in our mind. And Krishna very much says, at the time of death, whoever thinks about me, Krishna is saying about himself, whoever thinks about me at the time of death, they will attain him, they'll attain Krishna, they'll attain the Supreme Lord. If one is thinking about a certain thing, he'll attain a similar body. But if a person thinking about the God, about Krishna, about the Supreme Lord, at the time of death, last minutes before the death, he'll attain the Supreme Lord, Supreme Abode. It's hard. I know it's hard, but Krishna says that throughout the Bhagavad Gita, like how to do that. So it needs a practice. So you can see this simple analogy, simple insight towards these words. Our body is like a dress. So we go to the tailor. And we may have a desire, like I want to wear this kurta, right? Or I want to wear this tuxedo, or I want to wear what are the people wear, right? So they'll with a desire, they have a desire. And nowadays there is a book now, we can see, look at the book, and there are many designs available. According to our desire, we ask this tailor to pick a dress for us, right? According to our desire, he stitches a dress, right? Similarly, same thing happening in our life also. According to our desire is a key. According to our desire, we get a similar body. Unfulfilled desire, according to our unfulfilled desires, we'll get a similar body accordingly. So it's not just in Sanatana Dharma, it is also widely accepted in other philosophies also. Like Buddhism also says the same thing. Like, you know, when a person has the desires, then he has to take birth again. Yeah, soul discards the old body and attains the new one. It's because of desires. So quick life lesson here. Change of body is inevitable. So that's what Krishna is saying, you know, in this verses, set of verses. Change of body is inevitable. Everybody has to or must change the bodies. So what option we have? Now that we know Bhagavad Gita, what can we do? Well, make best use of this human body. Never know, we'll get to hear Bhagavad Gita again in different form of dress, different form of body. Now that we got this human body, we'll make best use of it. That's the life lesson here. So one may have, you know, if I'm saying about the soul or God, people in general have various questions, right? So in one of the youth children, one of the class I give to the youth children, like 10th grade or so. So for them, how can I say, you know, how can I make them believe there is a soul, there is God, right? So in this modern generation, people don't believe in anything, right? So because they all go by scientific facts. So in our scriptures also, Upanishads, it is very clearly given, in order to gain knowledge, what is the right way to gain knowledge? What is the right way to gain knowledge? Any knowledge, not just spiritual knowledge, any material knowledge or any knowledge. So there are three pramanas: Pratyaksha Pramana, Anumana Pramana, and Shabda Pramana. Pratyaksha Pramana means I'm gaining knowledge with my senses. I'm looking at this laptop, I'm perceiving, I'm understanding, yeah, this is my laptop, right? But the problem is with Pratyaksha Pramana, gaining knowledge through senses, our senses have defects. Our senses are not perfect. Our senses are incomplete. They have limited abilities. I can see only in this room. I can't see anything outside this room, right? So because our senses have limitations, any senses, sense of eyes, ears, or any senses, our senses have limitations. So gaining knowledge about anything in material, any material knowledge is also not possible with this Pratyaksha Pramana, with eyes or ears. Simple example, I'm looking at the sun. I'm looking at the sun now, right? Sun is that side. Anyway, I'm looking at the sun. To me, sun looks like how many? 3 inches or 4 inches. With my eyes, yeah, sun is just 3 inches. Is that true? That's not true. Sun is 100 times bigger than the size of Earth. 100 times bigger. But because of my limited ability with my senses, I cannot gain full knowledge about sun, right? So that's why gaining knowledge with sense perception through eyes is also not a reliable way. You can gain knowledge, but that's not a reliable way to gain knowledge. Then what option we have? Anumana Pramana. This is called speculation. So nowadays, like people, there are many theories, many philosophies. It's all speculative, right? So now, same example, I can look at the sun. I may think like, oh, that is not sun, that is moon, or that is Mars. I can make my own philosophy that, yeah, that is Mars. I can see Mars through my eyes, right? 100 people will speculate 100 things. How can we trust any knowledge? So gaining Pratyaksha Pramana is not a reliable way. Guesswork, Anumana Pramana is not a reliable way. Then what is a reliable way? What is the right way to gain knowledge about anything? So there is another way, that is Shabda Pramana. Shabda Pramana means hearing from a higher authority. Hearing from a higher authority. If I want to know about the sun, the size of the sun, where how sun is composed of, all the facts about the sun. I can't gain knowledge with my eyes or ears. Then what I have to do? I have to go to an authority. I can go to NASA or the Department of Science or the scientist who established the facts. Well, scientists, they don't have a complete knowledge, but anyway, I'm just for an example, I'm saying they establish the facts, right? They write the books, and there are teachers who teach. We all learned in our childhood days about sun, the size of sun, size of moon, all the planetary systems, right? So that's why. So if you want to gain knowledge, any knowledge, the Shabda Pramana is most reliable way. Most reliable way. Now, connecting back to the soul, we're talking about the soul, right? How can we understand existence of the soul? We can't see through our eyes. If someone dies, we can know, yeah, if someone dies, yes, he dead, he passed away, maybe soul passed away, that's true. But what about the soul taking another body? Soul taking another body. How can I gain knowledge about that? What pramanas I can choose? Pratyaksha pramana, not possible. Guesswork, not possible. That's why Shabda Pramana. Shabda Pramana means we learn from authority. Well, who is the authority who can give knowledge about the soul or knowledge about the God? Well, God himself. God himself has to give. Right? So that's why Krishna himself is giving this knowledge about the soul, and he is a higher authority. He is establishing the facts about the soul. So that's why we can trust Supreme Lord and the words of the Supreme Lord. Okay, we'll move on. Text 23 to 25. We are close to this Atma Gnana. Krishna is going to come to the end of speaking about soul. Text 23. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by wind. So Krishna is talking about the properties of the soul. Anything created in this world can be destroyed or modified by these elements of nature. The elements of nature are fire, water, air. They can modify or destroy completely anything created in this world. Example, this phone. If I put in certain heat, this will become powder. This will become powder, ashes, right? Right? Anything, this laptop or trees or stones can be burnt, or the properties of the stone can be changed. If there is a continuous stream of water on the stone, there will be hole on the stone, right? Right? The properties of the soul, the stone eventually could get destroyed if there is a continuous stream of water on the stone, right? So that's the thing. These elements are very, very powerful. They can destroy anything, including the body, right? So when you're dead, we think, yeah, we all know that the body will be destroyed by either of these. But Krishna is saying these elements can destroy the body, but they cannot destroy soul. Why? He speaks in text 24. This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble and can neither be burnt or dried, is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same. It is because the soul is eternal and the properties of the soul are given here. It is because of the soul is eternal, soul cannot be destroyed or soul cannot be modified or changed. Krishna is saying, right? So everlasting. Soul existed in the past. Everlasting means like it exists all the time. So that means Krishna also said in previous verses, right? Soul existed in the past, soul exists now, Soul exists in future also. We all know very well. Well, we don't know our past. We know our current. But according to Krishna, we existed in the past in a different form, different body. We are existing now. We know now we are existing. And we will exist. Krishna is saying here, everlasting. We will exist in future also. Could be human body or Devata body, God body, or whatever the body, right? But we'll still exist. Present everywhere in all the planetary systems, not just on Earth planet. It's everywhere. It's and unchangeable. Unchangeable. This is very, very important property of a soul. Soul, I'm living in the human body, right? When I die, my soul, the property of the soul is Satchit Ananda. I'll speak about that in next slide. But the properties of the soul will not get changed. The soul properties will not get changed, right? So for example, if I put this phone in the water, it get deteriorated, its properties will get changed, right? But the soul, which is in this body, nothing will happen to the soul. I'm in the human body. If I'm in a different animal body, if I'm in an elephant body, right, I'll not attain, my soul properties will not be like elephant. Right? Or consciousness, the consciousness on top of the soul is maybe like elephant, but the pure intrinsic property of the soul will not be changed. So that is a point. Immovable. Immovable. Well, one may say like soul moves from one body to another. What do you mean by immovable, Krishna? So immovable means here like it stays at one place. It stays in the heart of everyone, and it cannot be moved by material things. It cannot be moved by material things. At the time of death, it moves to another body, but it cannot go from heart to brain, heart to brain, or into the eyes. I asked this question to one of the youth children, like, where does soul resides? Where does soul reside? One person said heart, one person said brain, one person said in the middle of the two eyes. So it's all guesswork, right? So there are the various ways one may guess, but as per scriptures, the soul reside in the heart region of every living entity, and that soul will not move. It stays there only. And this soul is eternal. Krishna is making the point again and again, that this soul is eternal. And text 25. So now that Arjuna knows soul cannot be destroyed, soul is eternal with all these properties. Let's see what Krishna says in 25. It is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. Know this, you should not grieve for the body. So Krishna is addressing the concerns of Arjuna that body will be destroyed, the properties of body will be changed, their existence will go forever, for eternity. Krishna is saying another fact that about the soul, that is, yes, soul is invincible. What changes is a body. The vikara is on the body, not on the soul. Because soul has additional, soul doesn't get impacted with any of this, and soul is invisible. Of course, it's invincible also. Invisible. We can't see through our eyes. It needs some process to see the eyes, through see with our eyes. Inconceivable. It's hard to understand the soul. And immutable. Our soul will mutability means like one soul will become into two souls, three souls, right? It will change into. I have a soul. I got my children. My children's soul is same as my soul. No, their soul is different. My soul is different, right? So immutable. It wouldn't mutate, right? So Krishna is saying, understand Arjuna, understand the soul, understand the soul. What changes? You are grieving for the body, but look at this wonderful soul. they may get a brand new fresh bodies. They'll get a brand new fresh dress. Why are you worried about the current dress? So do not grieve, get up and fight. All the time I was speaking about philosophy. I'll tell a nice story now. Story time. You can relax now. So this is a story about Janaka Maharaj. Janaka of Ramayana. We all know Janaka of Ramayana. So Janaka of Ramayana, Janaka Maharaj, even though he was a king, he was a ruler, he had a big kingdom, but he still used to go to his teacher. Right, in olden days, now it's all online. There is Zoom. We can log into Zoom and attend calls from anywhere. Right? But that's not the case at that time. Even though one may be a king, he must go. He has to go. He has to drive. He has to go in chariot or whatever the way. He has to go to the teacher. So that's a proper way of learning. Like students have to go to the teacher and learn this knowledge. So this very humble king, Janaka, he went to the king, he went to Yagnavalka, and he used to go to the classes, attend the classes regularly. But there is a problem. This Janaka is always a latecomer. Always a latecomer. He used to be 10 minutes late to the class. Every day, 10 minutes late to the class. Every day. Always a latecomer. And Yagnavalka, this sage Yagnavalka, he used to wait for Janaka to come. The class begins only when Janaka arrives. If not, the class doesn't begin. All these other fellow friends, other fellow classmates of Janaka, they were pretty much envious of Janaka and also envious of Yagnavalka Rishi, this sage. And they said, they thought like internally, like, maybe this teacher is very much favorable to Janaka because Janaka is a king. Maybe he's getting good perks, good money or wealth or whatever. Maybe, I don't know, whatever the reason, this sage Yagnavalka is showing favorism to king. Well, this sage Yagnavalka Rishi is not an ordinary sage. He can know what is going on in the minds of their students. So he did a test. He put a test. Test was, Janaka was there. He was in the class. The class was going on. The subject matter was knowledge about the soul. Atma Gnana, knowledge about the soul, just as we are learning. So in Upanishads, there is a different tattvas are given. So one of the tattva is Jiva Tattva, knowledge about the soul was the subject matter at that point. All the students were listening. Janaka Maharaj was also listening. And this is the time he put the test. Test was, with his illusion, he created a big fire in the city. Yagnavalka sage, he created a big fire in the city. Everybody was running here and there, and they came to this place where class was going on, and they said, there is fire, let's run, save your stuff, run and save your stuff, there is fire. All the students were like, they were really anxious. They ran to their houses, to save their stuff, whatever the stuff they have. They went to stay. They're brahmachari sannyasis. They're not married yet, but still they want to go to save their stuff. At that time, this Yagnavalka Rishi sage removed the illusion, just removed the illusion, and all the students realized it's just a false alarm. Nothing had happened. They all came back. And now the thing, this is a life lesson now. At that time, Yagnavalka asked this question: Why did you go? I mean, the point is, our Janaka was also sitting. He didn't go. He was listening. All the students went off to save their stuff. Okay, and they all came back. And now Yagnavalka is asking, why did you go? Teacher, my stuff is getting burnt. I have to go to save my stuff. What stuff you have? Then he said, teacher, I have only one dhoti. I need to save my dhoti. I need to wear it next day. That's why I went. Okay, he asked other student, why did you go? The student said, I had only one plate. I eat food in that plate. I don't want that plate to be burnt off. Everybody said their own reasons, silly reasons. Then he turned back to Janaka and asked the question, Janaka, you are sincerely listening. Why didn't you go? Janaka responds, my dear teacher, I have been learning about the knowledge about the soul. You taught us the body is temporary, soul is eternal, body will die, body will perish, soul will not perish. Anything related to the body will also perish, or relatives or money, everything. So that is the reason I'm not worried about these material things. I'm not worried about these material things. So that I'm really focused now. I want to learn about the soul and the purpose of my life. Very, very eye-opening life lesson. So that time, all the students realized the greatness of Janaka Maharaj, and that ends the story. Okay, we'll move on. Text 26 to 28. So I think we're close to be done with the knowledge about the soul. Krishna completes the knowledge about the soul and goes on to Sakama Karma and Karma Yoga. But yeah, we'll see. Text 26. If, however, you think that the soul or the symptoms of life will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to lament, O mighty armed. Well, Krishna was saying everything about the soul until now, right? From the verse 9 or so until 26. All these verses, throughout the verses, Krishna was saying soul is eternal, soul cannot be cut into pieces, establishing the facts about the soul, that is the Shabda Pramana, he's establishing the facts. Now Krishna in this verse changed the direction. He changed his strategy. He's saying that, Arjuna, if you think soul will born and die, he's saying if you think soul will born and die, what does that mean? What Krishna is saying here? So sometimes, because why Krishna has to speak this verse, because the condition of Arjuna. Arjuna heard everything about the soul, but still not ready. He still has blank face. Even after hearing the knowledge about the soul, he still has a blank face. Sometimes if we are hearing something complicated stuff, we put like a blank face, right? So uh, it's not that Arjuna is not understanding. Arjuna is understanding. It's for our benefit. It's good for us that Arjuna still had the blank face. Other thing, Arjuna was so much in depression, was dejected. So that's other reason, various reasons Arjuna was uh, still has a blank face. And everything was like as clear as mud. There is a frequent people use this verse, as clear as mud. If I'm giving a presentation in my office, IT people in my office, people listening, they may say like, yeah, did you understand? Hope you understand. If I say hope you understand, they will say like, yeah, it's very clear. It's as clear as mud. So that means as clear as mud is used when they don't understand anything. When they don't understand anything what I'm speaking. So what should I do at that time? I need to speak their language. I need to get into their shoes, make them understand. Maybe he has a different opinion. Maybe he's opinionated. He has a different perspective. He's not understanding what I'm saying. So that way I need to get into his shoes, understand his concerns, and establish the facts. Exactly, that is what Krishna is doing here. Exactly, that's what Krishna is doing here. Krishna is going into Arjuna's mind. Arjuna, if you think soul will die, if you think the bodies of who is standing here will go forever, their eternity is lost, you still have no reason to lament. There is no reason for you to lament. Let's see why. In text 27, one who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after birth one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Krishna is saying, okay, you don't believe in the God. Sorry, if you don't believe in the soul, you don't believe that once they die, they'll get a new body. If you don't believe that, look at, now Krishna is going to Pratyaksha Pramana now. Look at people. Your parents, Pandu has died. He existed before. He died. He lost, his body is gone. Hmm? And your forefathers also, they existed before. You don't see them now. They're dead. They are dead. So whoever takes birth has to die again. He has to die and take birth again. Look at that. It's a natural process. Krishna is saying birth and death, your forefathers, Pandu or whoever, they were not there before, and they came into picture. When they died, they gone out of picture. Right? So understand this. Krishna is saying, understand this. This is a natural process. If you know this is a natural process, you don't lament and do your duty. Your duty as a Kshatriya is to fight, you fight. So a few other examples. Now, this is a springtime. We all plant our nice plants, right? We put the seeds, germinate the seeds, and we get the plants. In the summer season, we'll enjoy the fruits or vegetables. Over the time winter season comes, all the plants will die. All the plants will die. Do we cry? We sit and cry, oh, my plants are dead. No, we don't cry. We think it's a natural process. We'll just maybe we'll throw away and we'll put a new seeds. I'm not saying like, I mean, we're supposed to be throwing away. Some people, if the plants can survive, we'll put them into the house. The plants can survive. If not, we'll don't worry about it. We'll think as a natural process. We'll plant new seeds. They'll come anyway. Next spring season, we can see outside in our window. All the leaves are coming nicely, right? So it's a natural process. I don't worry about the plants which are dying in the summer and winter season. It's a natural process, right? And a doctor who is operating every day, he's a surgeon. If he's a surgeon, he's operating every day. Through his hands, many people will die. Many people will die, right? If I ask him, hey doctor, you're killing many people here. What kind of doctor are you? He'll say, you need to know one more thing. I saved many people also. Right? So I'm not worried about birth or death, someone's death. I'll try my best. Doctor will say, this is what doctor will say, right? If I question doctor, hey, what kind of doctor are you? Then he'll say the same thing. He'll respond back. It's a natural thing. I try my best. I get other doctors as well to save that person. I do my duty. I don't get affected if someone is dying or not. I still do my duty, right? So that's what doctor do. Because it's a natural thing for a doctor to see people are dying, right? So that's what Krishna is saying. Consider birth and death as a natural, normal process. Do not get worried and do your duty. Go to job. You want to run away from the job? He's saying, continue the job. Take up your laptop and work. Okay. In personal life also, same thing. In our personal life also, adversities come, problems come, right? If we stop doing our duty, if we stop doing our job, we cannot progress. That will incur sin. We have to do our duty. We have to do our job despite any adversities. Okay. Okay, we'll move on. Text 28. All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So what is the need there for lamentation? Krishna is giving reasonings here to Arjuna because Arjuna still has a blank face. Arjuna is still not convinced to fight. If he would have convinced to fight, he would have got up his weapons and he would have ready to fight. He said, Krishna, I'm ready to fight now after 26 hours. You don't need to say anything. I'm ready to fight. But Arjuna is not ready to fight. That's why Krishna is giving additional reasonings here. The reasonings are, what are the created beings? They all unmanifest state. You know, myself, I'm sitting here and speaking. I had a unmanifest state. Whatever the state it was before. I came into existence. You can see me. This is my manifest state. After 100 years or so, my existence will be gone. I will not exist here, right in front of you all. I was unmanifest before and become unmanifest again. I may not be the same person. I'll be a different person, different body. So Krishna is saying this is a natural process. Do not lament. Understand this and get up and fight. Arjuna is still not convinced. So, because Atma Gnana, the knowledge about the soul, is in itself not sufficient. That's why Krishna has to speak Karma Yoga, right? So we'll see that. Anyway, quick insight into these verses. Krishna is checkmating Arjuna here. Checkmate, right? It's like if one is playing a chess game, we'll try to block him all the directions, right? That's what Krishna is doing here. He's trying to block. Krishna said, I'm an atheist. If you don't believe in the soul, if you're an atheist, right? Still you have nothing to worry. You still have to do your duty. If you believe in the soul, if you believe in the Vedic knowledge or scriptures, if you believe in whatever I say, Arjuna, you still have nothing to worry. You have to do your duty. It's time to put checkmating Arjuna here. And also Krishna is calling Arjuna as Mahabahu, you're a great warrior. You have to do your duty. So quick life lesson here. Body is temporary. Body is temporary. And so the lamentation for bodily discomforts is useless. The body is temporary, and if someone is lamenting for the discomforts of the body, it could be discomforts of others or it could be discomforts of us. Unnecessary lamentation would not help us in any way. So when we need to lament about the permanent thing, not the temporary thing. The permanent thing is the soul. Okay, I'll try to quickly finish. Text 29. Some look on the soul as amazing, some describe him as amazing, and some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. Text 30. O descendant of Bharata, he who dwells in the body can never be slain. Therefore, you do not grieve for any living being. Krishna is saying, understand the soul. Looking at the soul is amazing. Gaining the knowledge about the soul is amazing. Describing the soul is amazing. Hearing about the soul is amazing. Everything about the soul is amazing because soul is amazing. It's not a material thing. It's not an ordinary thing. And Krishna again saying, the one who resides in the body cannot be slain. So quick insights into this verse. So Krishna is talking about amazing. This verse is an amazing verse because everything about soul is amazing. There are 9 attributes are being mentioned here. Soul, looking at the soul itself is an amazing. Not everyone can look at the soul. At least getting the knowledge about the soul is amazing. Describing about the soul, whoever is describing about the soul, that is also amazing. The people who hear about the soul, that is also amazing. And the people to understand or describe to others about the soul is also amazing. And the power of the soul, it is because soul is amazing, the power to gain knowledge about the soul or to see the soul or describe the soul or hear the soul is all amazing. It's 3 times 3. Everything about the soul is amazing. We'll quickly move on. Life lesson here again. And the same amazing soul. Krishna is saying everything about the soul is amazing. Yeah, yes, Krishna, I understand soul is amazing. So what now? So, and the same amazing soul can be easily understood by the grace of the Supreme Lord. Soul is not material. Soul is not created. So soul is a spiritual thing. To gain knowledge about the soul, there is a process. To see the soul, to get a vision of the soul, there is a process. That process can be obtained by the mercy of the Lord. I spoke everything about the soul, and we are close to be done with the knowledge about the soul. Like 30, after 30, Krishna spoke about the soul up to verse 30, right? And after 30, Krishna talks about sakama karma, nishkama karma into a different subject matter, right? So I have some set of details here. Everything about the soul in Bhagavad Gita, everything about the soul from Upanishad, various scriptures, it's all listed here. We'll quickly go through. I think this will help us answer various questions we have about soul. Soul, the jiva or soul, is separated infinitesimal particle of the Lord, qualitatively one and different. And these are the things from various Upanishads and scriptures. But we are part and parcels of the Lord. The Supreme Lord is, God is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat Chit Ananda. We are also, soul is also Sat Chit Ananda. Same as Lord, but we are not Lord. Same as God, we are not God. Right? It's inconceivable. Right? Qualitatively one. God is Satchit Ananda, we are also Satchit Ananda, qualitatively one, but quantitatively different. Quantitatively different. Let's talk about Sat. Sat means that which is eternal, that which doesn't go to Vikara or changes, immovable, unchangeable, right? That which is eternal, that which exists in past, present, and future, that's called Sat. Chit. Chit means consciousness, that which is a conscious entity, that which has a light within. Simple way, that which has a light within, that which pervades entire body. We can see throughout bodies. Because of the soul I can speak. Because of the consciousness is spread throughout my body, throughout my organs, throughout my mouth. Because of the presence of soul I can speak. If the soul is gone, I cannot speak. We all know this. Right? So that is chit factor, chit, consciousness of the soul. It also has a knowledge, gnana, knowledge about the past, present, and future. Sat Chit Ananda. Ananda factor is the bliss. Ananda means bliss. The soul experiences bliss. Soul can experience bliss, similar to God. But the soul is present in this material world, which is not a spiritual world, which is contaminated with various things. We cannot really experience bliss. When we go through the process, we can experience this bliss. Soul can experience this bliss. Okay. Because of this Ananda nature of this, the very own intrinsic nature of soul to attain happiness, the bliss or the happiness, whatever we do, whatever soul living in the body, we strive for happiness. Because of this nature of the soul, we strive for happiness. We cook good food because we want to be happy. We go to a vacation spot, we just to derive happiness. Whatever we do in this world, just for the sake of happiness, because that nature is intrinsic within us, within the soul. That's why soul is Satchitananda. Nature of the soul is transcendental. If you are all okay, I'll take 5 more minutes. So I'll speak everything about the soul, and we will move on to next subject matter, Karma Yoga, in the next session. Okay, I'll take 5 more minutes if you don't mind. Please stay on. the nature of stores, the nature of jiva or the soul is transcendental. It's like that which is transcendental, right? Eternal, immovable, unchangeable, all pervading. So Krishna spoke about that. We covered that as well. The soul is conscious atomic energy. The size of the soul is given in our Upanishads. That is, if you take a tip of the hair and chop it into 100 pieces, again take one piece of that and again chop it into 100 pieces, right? So 1 by 10,000 times of the size is the size of the soul. It's inconceivable. It's so tiny. So we heard in the first bullet point, like soul is Satchitananda, that which is pure, that which is pure in nature, right? But sometimes it gets involved in piety and impiety. Piety and impiety, like good karma or bad karma. Why? Because in search of happiness, because it's Ananda nature, in search of happiness, we try to look for happiness through external objects like money or a house or place or many things. We all know what kind of things we do to to attain happiness. So in pursuit of happiness, we strive where we do many things, and we do good karma and bad karma as part of our endeavors to attain happiness. So good karma will yield good results, bad karma will yield bad results. Our consciousness get corrupted, contaminated. We are pure, right? Our consciousness is get contaminated. That is part of the subtle body. I mean, these things are very technical. If you understand, that's really good. If it is with you, again, the soul pervades the body with consciousness. Yeah, this is easy to understand. Like it's because of presence of body, entire bodies. It is because of the presence of the soul, entire body is pervaded, and it is subtle. And this is another important thing. 3 kinds of soul: Nityatma, Baddhatma, Muktatma. It is just one soul only, but it is categorized into 3, right? So one is Nityatma. Nityatma means these are the Atmas or the souls who live eternally in the spiritual world. They never come to the material world. Those are called Nityatma. So these people are the great followers of the Supreme Lord, right? Example, Garuda, Lakshmi Devi, Garuda or Vikshvakshena or various great devotees of the Lord who stay with the Lord in the spiritual world in Vaikunta. They are called Nityatmas. They never come to this material world. Baddhatma means like we. We are Baddhatmas. We are conditioned soul. Conditioned soul. We get conditioned. When we get into this material world, our consciousness get corrupted because of in pursuit of happiness, because of this influence of 3 modes, sattva, rajo, tamoguna. Rajoguna, most importantly, this Rajoguna and Tamoguna, they pull us left and right, right? This Rajoguna effects we all know, we covered, right? Anger, greed, lust, and Tamoguna, lazy, sleepy, and various things. Our consciousness contaminated. That's why we go from one body to another body. That's why we are called Baddhatma. Muktatma, another category is Muktatma. Muktatma is one may be conditioned now, he will get liberated later. Such a person is Muktatma. It's like I'm Baddhatma now. I go through the process. I'll become Muktatma later, right? That kind of Atma is like a Muktatma. So these are categories, or Upanishads or scriptures, they have categorized into these categories, 3 categories. Okay, so the soul is Jiva's Tatashtra Shakti. Tatashtra Shakti. It's not an ordinary thing. That's why Krishna is saying it's hard, inconceivable. It, in our scriptures, it is said that it is Lord's. Lord has 3 energies. Like one is Antaranga Shakti, Bahiranga Shakti, and Tatashtra Shakti. And it's very, very technical, complicated terms. If you can understand, you can keep it with you. If not, don't worry. Internal potency is the potency of the spiritual world. Water is in the spiritual world, that is because of the Antaranga Shakti, internal potency. Water exists in this material world, like many universes, 14 universes, right? So it's planetary material world. That is Tatashta, that is Bahiranga Shakti, external energy of the Supreme Lord. I mean, these are very technical terms, and we are in the middle, like in between these two energies, like soul. So we have the option to go up or down. So that is the thing. So Jiva is always dependent on the Lord. Now we know soul, but Krishna speaks about that in later chapters. Because the subject matter is about the soul. We are giving additional points so that we can relate. So Jiva is always dependent on the soul. Dependent means soul cannot function by itself. If soul desires, I want certain thing, that need to be sanctioned by the Supreme Lord. If my desire is not sanctioned, nothing will happen. Okay. So it may be a good desire or bad desire. It happens. The Lord is there in the heart as Paramatma. He is the one who sanctions. And because of his sanction, our desires will get fulfilled. It could be any desire. Okay. Fulfilled by material nature. Okay. We'll learn about these topics. Don't worry about it. If you don't understand, it's easy. As we go, we learn. The difference between Jiva and Ishvara is eternal. That means Jiva existing, Ishvara is also existing. We don't merge into Ishvara. It's a very important point. In certain philosophies, they say like when person dies, when one person liberates, he will merge into the Supreme Lord and existence is gone. No. Our scriptures don't say that. In ignorance, the soul identifies the gross body and suffers repeated birth and death. This is in Kena Upanishad. It is because of lack of knowledge about body and soul, lack of understanding about, if you don't follow the manual if a product, what will happen, we know, right? So same thing, when you don't have the knowledge about Bhagavad Gita, then we have to go through this repeat cycle of birth and death. Attaining Supreme Lord is a liberation from all material sufferings. So what is liberation? Liberation means attaining the Supreme Lord, Supreme Abode. How that happens? Through the practice, the message of Bhagavad Gita. A liberated soul attains a perfect spiritual body in spiritual world. This was a question from Arun last class he asked. So what will happen after liberation? So when you change the bodies, we'll get a body suitable to the place, right? When we die, when we are in hellish planets, we'll get a body suitable to the hellish planet, right? It's like in winter season, what is suitable for me? I need to wear one more jacket, right? Thick jacket. That is suitable for living in the winter season. So same thing. When we go in whatever the planet, there are 14 planetary systems, right? When we go to the hellish planet, we will be given a body which is suitable to that atmosphere. When we go to the Svargaloka, Indra, along with Indra, if you want to be there, you will be given a certain body which is suitable for that existence. Similarly, when we go to the spiritual world, that is a place when we go, don't have to come back. That is the message of Bhagavad Gita. When you go to the spiritual world, Krishna says clearly in Bhagavad Gita that you don't have to come back again. You don't have to go to school and learn ABCD again, right? When you go to the spiritual world, we'll get a spiritual body, which is suitable for that atmosphere. That's it. So one who equates the Jiva and the Supreme Lord is an atheist. So this is a miss. I'm not saying this is a miss given in the scriptures, that one who equates like, God is also same as soul. There's no difference between God and the soul, right? So this is considered as an atheist. Okay, there are many things about. So these are the things collected from various verses from Bhagavad Gita and also our scriptures, Upanishads. This is called Jiva Tattva, everything about the soul. If you have any questions, we can take now. And this ends the subject matter of soul, Atma Gnana, and Krishna goes into the different subject matter, that is Karma Yoga. He starts with Sakama Karma, Nishkama Karma, Karma Yoga. What is Karma Yoga? How to practice Karma Yoga. It's very, very pertinent because we all do karma anyway. So it's very, very relevant to us, very, very pertinent to us. So we'll learn that in up next class. Thank you all very much. I'll stop here.